You're not really talking about like the Elaine already, but this was the city, so there's mainly people.
That's pretty good.
This was city, but now this one actually still.
No.
Samuel Proctor Oral History Program on the Mississippi Freedom Project 2022. Today is July 28th. We are in the Elaine Legacy Center in Elaine, Arkansas, and I am talking with Mrs. Bernita Glass. I'm joined by
Laura Tamayo,
Lauren King,
Courtney Boyd.
So this is actually our second time interviewing you, Miss Glass, but for the sake of my co-interviewers who haven't talked to you before, could you give us a quick rundown of the situation that you've been in with your land and the city?
Okay. Well, it started back in, I think it was 2008. The land over on, because we lived in the quarters, and the property was in the quarters. We always had a white side on one side of the ditch and black side on the other side of the ditch. My parents purchased the lot over on, I think it's Elm Street, but don't quote me on that. But the city purchased all the lots that was over there, except for mine. When we first acquired the property, my parents are both deceased, so it was heired to all 5 of us. I have 4 other siblings. And when we were approached by Pundexter Pfizer was the mayor at that time about selling the land. So we got together and we had agreed upon a price. And then the mayor, Mr. Pundexter, told us that the city attorney told us that the land has to be in one person's name because my sister had some type of lien against her, and they didn't want it to be any holdup on purchasing the land. So I paid an attorney to put the property, the land, all in my name. My siblings sold it to me for $1. And I did that, and then I came back to the mayor and told him that it was completed. Maybe a little while after that, he told me that the city's attorney said that he didn't think it would be a good idea to purchase the property if he couldn't get a clear title. Why, where, when, and how, I don't know. All I know is you told me do this, I did that, I paid my money, and I got it done. Then the city did not, they reneged. So it went on. Then in 2014, I had a type of, and I can't tell you the name of it because it's a strange, weird name, but it was a rare type of leukemia that I had. So that put me out for years. And when I was getting back up on my feet, and getting to where I was able to get out and about, I drove down and I saw that they had put a park. They had put it there on my property, even though I tried to sell it to you. You said no, but you put it on there anyway. So this was in 2019. I went to the city council meeting. First council meeting that I went to, the mayor stopped me. He didn't let me come in. He told me that he would be getting back with me when I told him what I wanted. Now, this is a different mayor. Mayor Pundexter wasn't the mayor then. It's Michael Craven was the mayor. And what he did was the very next day that he went up to the courthouse to find out if the city of Elaine owned all the lots. Because that's what he went on. He said he thought it was all purchased. And when he went to the courthouse, he was told, no, the city don't own all of those lots. Bernita Glass have a lot in there, lot 11 something, and gave them all the demographic part of it and everything. Okay, the next day he called me and asked me, are you willing to donate your land? Of course you know what the answer was, don't you? No, I don't owe Elaine anything. Elaine have not given me something. Even though I grew up here, it mostly gave me grief, but it didn't give me anything to say, yes, I want to volunteer, I want to donate my land to the city. So that went on, and he told me he was going to get with the city attorney then and see what needed to be done. Went on, and 2 years passed. I came back to them again. This time, I asked to be placed on the agenda. Then I presented them with what I told them that, okay, you've been on my land, so without my permission, so that means I can charge you $1 million. I don't care what it value. You own my property without my permission. Then the city attorney said, because at that meeting, I don't know if they got records, did tape recordings or whatever, but at that meeting, she told me that it hadn't been proven that the land did not belong to the city. You went to the courthouse. They gave you information. They gave you all the description. And it's not proven. Can you prove that it's yours? No, they can't. They tell me that I got to prove that I own my own property. From the description, the deed, everything is in my name. So to me, it's just them saying, I'm just gonna take it regardless of what you say. Now, I did that, and then I got James Valley as a lawyer, which wasn't a whole lot of help. I don't know what the holdup is. He kept telling me that we're gonna wait till the change mayors. I don't care who is the mayor. My land is still my land. Well, the President Biden come down here. It's still my land, and it don't belong to the city. So how can you just sit there and let them say, okay, it's on there, it's gonna stay there, and we're gonna keep it, without owning up to anything, saying anything. So that's where I am, where they said I had to pay a land surveyor to come and survey the land, which is expense. They said now if I contacted attorneys that was not in this area, which I really would prefer to do, the thing of it is they want me to put down at least $2,000 to retain them. And again, when I got sick, it wiped out saving, it wiped out everything. So I'm not in a position to where I'm able to pay out that money like that. But I've been putting back here and there, so my aim is to get there. I don't aim to let them just say, it's mine, we're gonna do nothing, and we're gonna keep it. But that is the situation that I am in at this point, waiting on my lawyer to do something. And when I asked, he said, can we not go to court? I don't understand why we couldn't go to court and then sue them. Yes, it's my property, not theirs. But then again, this is Elaine and Phillips County, where everybody runs in the same circles. So that's where I am.
So that's the update from this last year, since we talked to you last, was they asked you to get a surveyor and these lawyers asking for their retainer. And just all these.
Now see, James Valley, I didn't have to pay him that up front. So that was one of the reasons why I said, okay, yes. Dr. Olson said, you know, he had done work for her and she was satisfied with it. So, but I went ahead and I did that. But that's basically, we're still no further with an attorney than without an attorney.
So you just mentioned Dr. Olson. Has the Elaine Legacy Center been at all like active in this case with you?
Yes, they have.
How so?
She has been very supportive, helping me to find someone that would have agreed to do the surveyor, but he wanted the money that I didn't have. She's been, you know, bringing different people in, and then like the first college students that I talked to, you know, she arranged all of that. We are, you know, we're in hopes. We tried to figure out strategies. She helped in that to figure out what we can do. She's contacted different people trying to help me find someone that will be willing to work for me and get the job done. But so far, you know, and so, you know, she had said monetarily, they may have not been able to just do what I need done, but anything that they could do, the Elaine Legacy Center, they've been very helpful, very supportive.
So the lawyer who mentioned the strategy of waiting for the next mayor, you say that's like not worth doing. It kind of sounds like you're saying all of the mayors in Elaine, they're not interested in representing you or helping you. Who are the mayors representing? Who is the city government kind of on the side of here?
The city attorney, I know her first name is Amy, but I don't know what her second name is. That's the city attorney that every meeting that we have, well, every council meeting that I've attended, and that's the way that I met her, at the council meeting. Mm-hmm. And, when I first met her, that was at the first meeting, presented what I had and everything, and then she gave their point of view. Her point of view from, she's saying the legal side, that they can't do anything just by saying, okay, we're gonna do this here. Mm-hmm. And then the next meeting I went to, and she walked in, Dr. Olson and I walked in around the same time. And she looked at me and she said, oh, Miss Glass, you're here. I expected to hear from your lawyer. I said, no, I told you, I presented my information. I gave them a sheet with what I wanted done and how I wanted it done. And I told them I'd be back in a month to see what was decided. She said, oh, no, we were waiting on your attorney to contact us. Well, I didn't have an attorney at that particular time. But the way she said it, is belittling. And it kind of made me angry. Yes, it did. But she just, I don't know what word to use to describe how I felt and how I still feel. And then it was the last meeting that I went to where they had gotten, she actually told me that the city council didn't have to vote on whether or not to pay or not to pay me. She said she made that decision. So I said, oh, well, I didn't know that. So that means, to me, that's a whole different battle. Mm-hmm. But that was the last contact that I've had when I went to that meeting to where she said that the municipal league told them not to pay anything. So now how can the municipal league, which is supposed to be legal counsel for the state, and tell you, no, don't pay her. She don't need no money. We just keep it. I don't believe that. And see, and I did actually call the municipal league, but they wouldn't talk to me. They said that they are just there to help the actual cities. So then again, run into a brick wall. Mm-hmm. But that was, that's how it's been going, kind of like running into the wall, here, back up, go that way. Yeah. Trying to figure an avenue to go through, but I refuse to give up. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna roll over and play dead and say you can keep it. No.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like that's exactly what they want you to do, is give up with all these hoops to jump through. What is the plan as of now? Is there anything you're waiting on now or trying to make happen?
Well, my aim is between, and my siblings, they signed over their rights to me. And I could say, yes, I'm going to get this and do this, and I won't give you anything. We did this with the understanding that it was going through my name. Mm. But I still know that we all are as one, everybody equally part. So what we're discussing now is the possibility, okay, well, everybody put forth whatever, we're going to split it between 5 to see if we can come up with the money that we need. And seeing all of my siblings, they don't have jobs to where they got thousands and thousands of dollars. So, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No. But before I got sick, I had a very nice job that I could have done it. But see, I have not had that income. Mm-hmm. So I have to be wise enough to know what to spend, how to spend, and how not to spend. But that is a plan to come up with the money. Actually, we spoke this week about how much everyone could afford, and those that couldn't, are we that are better able to pay their shares. So that's what we're discussing is the next step. And I don't know whether I want to do the lawyer first or the surveyor first. So, and that means we'd have to come up with that money to do that.
Any other questions?
Do you think the 2022 elections coming up, change in local government, will that help you at all, or no?
Elaine has been the same ever since I was old enough to know the city. And it's not going to change. I don't foresee it changing. I won't say it's not possible, but, you know, God said all things are possible. It could be, but that's not what I'm holding out for, because I don't believe it will be.
And do you think your siblings are as invested in this as you believe yourself to be?
Yes, they are. You know, that was why they agreed to do what the city asked us to do in order to proceed with it. Then when we did it, they decided that, no, we don't want to do it. But yeah, they're still same invested in it as I am. But like I said, they're not, I got two siblings, one brother, one sister. They're on disability, same as I am. So that means we don't have a whole lot of money. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know, they are as much invested in it as I am. They are there we support each other.
Have you all done any fundraising events or tried to do anything like that?
No, because like I don't know how to, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but you know, sometimes let's say that some people won't look at it as helping me. They look at it as, no, you got some money, you just want to get my money. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just, you know, that was the holdback with me trying to do, because someone asked me to set up some kind of page on Facebook. But I don't know. I hadn't got past that to where, you know, this is what I want to do. I want at least, we're going to try to see if we can do it on our own. Then if we can't, maybe someone will help us.
Yeah. Maybe the ELC will have some sort of event.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Maybe the ELC will have some sort of event or...
Yeah, like I said, the last conversations that we all had was to seeing how much money we can put together, and then those that were not able to put as much as the other, how much more money will we have to invest in it? Mm-hmm. And that's the money for the lawyer and the surveyor, which to me, the court said, this is my land. So look like the city should have to pay for the surveyor to prove that it belonged to them. But city don't do nothing.
You think they'd have to survey it considering they built on it, right? Mm-hmm. They built a park on it?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, like, at what point with paying for all of this and all these fees will it have stopped being financially worth it to get the land back? When is, like, the value of the land less than what you have to pay to get it in the first place?
Well, money is an issue, but the thing of it is, my parents worked hard. I mean, they worked very hard. And in me, they instilled great values in all five of us. I don't care what I gotta pay, but I just don't intend to let you take what my parents worked for and just let it slide by. No, that drives me more than the money.
Can you talk a little bit about the history of Black land ownership in Elaine? And if I may, how much do you see what's happening right now in that history?
Okay, now, when I was growing up, we knew nothing of the Elaine massacre, the land. It was not talked about. It was not mentioned in school history. It was not mentioned in the 1 month that we had Black history. I knew nothing about any of this. So when it started, you know, then it started uncovering and people started talking about it. I was told that the land at that particular time, because it was flooding so bad in that area, that's why they gave it to the Blacks, so that they figured they couldn't do anything with it. But things changed. And a lot of African American people at that particular time didn't have education enough to know they had to get someone else to help them, which they didn't get the right people to help them. That's how now, if you look over in that land, there are white landowners where black owners were, and they don't have proof enough to show you that they sold it to them. Because most of the time, the only thing that people did was wrote an X because they didn't know how to write. After everything started coming up, I wanted to know if I had relatives at that particular time that were living in this area. And I met a guy that said that it was a Scave Cafe over across from where actually we purchased the land. Where my land is, they had a Scave Cafe there. But as far as having any knowledge of what was done and how it was done then, I don't know. Because my relatives, they don't know either. Because it was their grandparents at that particular time that would have been actually here.
Do you have any children?
I do. I have 3. I have a daughter, a son, well, 2 daughters and a son.
And is your commitment to getting your land back, do you want to do that in part to be able to pass that land to your children?
Well, I don't know if that would, because even though it's all in my name, I don't ever want my children to say, this belonged to my mama, and my brothers and sisters, my siblings' children, feel that, they just got cheated out of it. So it would still probably be up in the air about who owns what and what to do with it. But like I said, the goal is to just resolve the issue. One thought that I had, I said, okay, I don't want to sell it to you. I want you to pay $60,000, $70,000 a year for rent. You put your stuff on there, so pay me. But I don't know. I'm not that type of person.
I'm curious about the park. Does it see a lot of traffic? Mm-hmm. Do people visit the park?
It's actually in the black area of the quarters. So they have basketball goal. They had a slide. Little fixture. You weren't here last year.
I was.
So they took you on by the park to see?
I don't think we did. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember actually going to the park. I don't think we did.
Well, no, it is, it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. And when they approached me about selling that, I thought it was a good thing until they decided to cut me out of it. Right. Dr. Olson said, well, we can get another sign made and put Bernita's Park out there. That probably would be another fight. But.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you so much for updating us on this case, and I guess we wish you the best of luck in trying to make this happen. And I think a lot of people who might see this and listen to this will sympathize and care and want you to succeed.
That would be most appreciated.
Yeah. Okay.
But thank you all for thinking of me.
Of course.
Here to these elevators, and then they put it out on parties. So you see a lot of beans and wheat, rice that are being farmed out there, that are loaded in and then bring. This is actually one of the only pieces of furniture that we actually were able to locate that belonged to this building. And it was actually found out in the western part of the county, the telegraph operator desk.